Good day, YouTube. So good to see you once again. I decided to come outside to make a video this time instead of being cooped up inside my room. Um, yeah, I don't know if you ever heard of a juju tree, but this is a juju tree. Little plum-like fruits we have here in the Bahamas. We got some of them, some of the blossoms here. But anyway, back to languages. Uh, so today I want to make a video uh, as it relates to people have the stereotype as no, they can't learn a foreign language. You know, they can't learn foreign language. I think the fact that you even thinking that, the fact that you even saying that to yourself, means that you will never learn a foreign language. It's important for you to have a good mindset. It's important for you to have faith in yourself, faith in your own abilities, and motivation in order to learn foreign languages. So it's important. Now, when I started learning Spanish, at the very beginning, I didn't believe that I could learn it. I actually, um, I actually just bought a $34 book, and that that full week I started listening to the language. I started to go through the book. But after a week, I said, "Man, look, I don't see I'm getting anywhere. I don't think I can learn this language." But actually, that kind of thinking was self-defeating. It was like a year later that I entered my college, and I decided to take up a course in Spanish, and this course was was the very first level of Spanish, obviously, and it taught basically grammar and verbs, how to conjugate verbs. We did a little bit of speaking dialogue at the end because it was required for the syllabus. But I think that the classroom setting was self-defeating in itself. But the reason why I didn't stop learning Spanish was because I really wanted to learn it in myself. So even though I took 2 years of Spanish in college, I continued. I continued it because I was motivated for myself to continue. And it was when I actually started to learn it on my own that I gained some ground, as you would say, in the language. I started to be able to speak it fluently. I started to be able to become more motivated about doing it. And even though I'm not perfect in the language, even though I said fluent just now, I try to shy away from the word fluent because fluence the word fluency causes a lot of problem, especially in the language learning community. People want to know what you mean by fluent. What I mean by fluent, what I mean by I've improved is that I can speak with other native speakers, and they are impressed by my language learning abilities. I can hold small conversations. I can read the language. I can write the language. I can handle myself in the language. So I'm proficient in the language. Now, I'm not a person who quantifies everything. I know a lot of people. Like sometimes I speak with my boss, and he he wants to put a number on everything. You have to speak in numbers with him. I'm not a person that does that. So I'm not going to quantify my abilities, but I like to qualify them. I just say this is where I think I'm at, and this is where I think I need to improve. So I decided to plan a trip. I won't say anything else more than that, but plan a trip to help increase my language learning abilities. So that's gonna happen sometime in the near future. So yeah, other than that, I think a person who's starting off on the language should first of all find something that's gonna motivate them to continue. Because when it could become hard and when the language becomes boring in certain areas, you know, it's pretty easy for that person to say, "Oh, I'm gonna stop right here," or say, there's nothing to help them to continue it. But that's where you have to motivate yourself to say, this is where I started, and this is something that I want to continue. You have to basically count the cost of starting a language. It's like a building that someone wanted to put up. If you want to see the building, right? You have the blueprints of the building. You have it in your mind. You know where you want to go. So you imagine the building in your mind. So you start building it. But say something goes wrong in the construction period, or your money runs out and you can't continue it, then you didn't count the cost of putting up this building. So you have to sit down to yourself and say, is this really language for me? Will I have the stuff to continue it? Because you don't want people to laugh at you and say, "Oh, I thought you were learning this language." You want to be motivated to continue learning the language. That's what you want to do. So just find ways to do that. Yeah. So basically, what you want to do is just to motivate yourself. It's time and motivation. Time and motivation are the two most important factors in language learning for anyone. To the most advanced students who know how to teach themselves languages, to the very beginners. Time and motivation. Those are the very important aspects. It's like archaeology. Archaeology is the study of time and pressure. Time and pressure, that's it. So, language learning is the study of time and motivation. I guess you could say that. So, once you decide on what you want to do and you come up with the plan on how to do it, just go for it, and do not stop, even when it becomes hard, when it becomes rough. Do not stop learning a language. All right. So yeah, that's basically it for this video, and thank you again for watching. Okay.